which tip do you will give for small business, in particularly in these times that we are passing, in these corona times, how they should adjust?
Oh, I'll give you a great example. So, as far as the music industry, a lot of people, everyone, basically, there is no the whole live event industry that's like done. There's no concerts. There's no Rolling Loud. There was no South by Southwest. There was no Coachella. There was none of that. All that stuff was done. And a lot of these brands, they converted into live streaming events. And live streaming events had I just read something this morning. Live streaming has taken off this year. And they didn't wait. A lot of artists were performing on live stream. I think Travis Scott, he had a whole performance on Fortnite. There was fucking almost 1 million people there on this concert on Fortnite. There was almost 1 million people at this fucking concert. So, and I know that's kind of extreme, but for small businesses to understand that during these times, you have to look at what these big companies are doing. They're shifting. They understand that they can't be outside. So let me live stream. So maybe if you had like a store, maybe you were selling muffins in like a store or something, and the big guys in the suits and jack boots came in. They said, "Hey, y'all gotta shut down." E-commerce and direct to consumer, that's constantly growing at a very fast rate. A lot of companies are going direct to consumer, and these brick and mortar companies are getting shut down. They have to close their doors because of regulations and the whole CDC and shit. And the thing is, they should have seen this curve coming. I remember a couple years ago, this was about 2 years ago, and I seen that they were opening a movie theater near where I live, and I look into a lot of stuff, and I read an article that was saying that the movie theater industry was declining rapidly. So I'm like, why are these people making a movie theater when the whole movie theater industry is in decline? So that, I don't know who owns that, but that person obviously wasn't paying attention. And what just came out this year about AMC? What is AMC doing? They're fucking renting out their theaters for like $100. You can rent out the whole theater for $100. They're totally diluting their brand, and they're totally just throwing up their hands and say, "Hey, take our brand for $100." Like, it's just they might make some short term benefits off of that, but at the long term, they're diluting AMC theaters and they're diluting their brand. And they should have went direct to consumer. They should have went OTT a long time ago. AMC. I don't. Do they have? I'm sorry, I'm talking about a lot of American companies. Do they have AMC in Germany?
Man, no. I think if I understood, AMC, it's a little bit like Netflix, no?
So
it's going in that way that you mean.
Yeah, AMC is
a cinema.
They're cinemas. But the thing is, look what happened to Blockbuster. Blockbuster got totally locked out of business from Netflix. AMC, they said a couple of years ago that they weren't going over the top like Netflix, like Hulu, they said that they weren't doing that. They were being religious. They were being romantic about having their movie theaters, and now come to the end, and now they're suffering from that. Now it's 2020, and now they're like, "Oh shit, we didn't make a fucking app, and now we're fucking plummeted. Now we don't have enough capital to make a fucking app because that would take more money. So let's just rent out our movie theaters for $100." Now they're suffering the consequences. So during these times, it's really important that you stay prepared and you make these transitions. So if you're selling muffins, you have to make a website, sell the muffins online. You'll make a lot more money that way. If you're doing anything, you have to switch. You have to be always prepared on where the market's going. And I really don't remember your question, but
no, but it's advice for small business going digital in general. Let's say, but you are giving.
Yeah, you have to be really, really, really prepared. That's super important, and to not be religious about what you're doing, or take it, or be emotional about what you're doing. Like, oh, we're not gonna have an app because everyone's doing it. Like, great example, Quibi, for instance. I was on Quibi's ass ever since they started. You know Quibi, right?
No.
Quibi, that's even better. So Quibi was.
Tell me.
They were they were an over the top. They were a streaming platform like Netflix.
Okay.
and they started prior. They started earlier this year. And
Okay.
the thing is, they didn't their content. They had really great marketing. I'll give them that. They had really great marketing, and all the biggest companies in the world, like Disney, fucking Warner Bros. They had like they fundraised over $2.5 billion.
Hmm.
They fundraised a lot of fucking money, and one of their biggest issues were their content was all right, but they didn't do what the people wanted.
Hmm.
They did what they wanted to do. Their app sucked when they came out, and they tried to blame the coronavirus for them going out, because they recently just went bankrupt. They went out of business. They didn't even last a whole year. They went out of business, like, I think, last month, and they're trying to blame the coronavirus and stuff for them going out of business. First of all, if you're a mobile streaming platform for movies,
What is the
how
way?
would corona how would coronavirus how would that negatively impact content consumption? That means your thing sucks, and they didn't take any of that in consideration. So the whole moral of that story is, listen to what your audience is saying, and that's why it's important to make content. If you're not making content, then you have no context.
Hmm.
So if you're a small business and you're not making content consistently, what are you making your actions based off of? Off of what Vasco is doing in my head? Are you making your decisions based off of what I think I want to do? That's not right. You have to do what the people want. So if you're constantly making content, and let's say I'll go back to the blueberry muffins example. If you post a picture of, maybe, let's say you have strawberry muffins this time, and you're posting pictures and you're making content about that, and let's say someone commented and they say, "Oh my God, I love these." That is context. That's data. Now you know what your customers want. You don't have to. And so now when your business closed down, you have no fucking idea what your customers want. You have no idea what they want, because you have no type of context on what they want. So that's why it's important to be on social media, so they can see, so you can have that context, so people can comment on your things, so you can know what the consumers want, and so you can take that data and say, okay, fuck blueberry muffins, we're gonna start making hella strawberry muffins, because that's what the people are fucking with. And you give the people that, and you constantly turn that wheel around, constantly, constantly, and constantly. So you have to be on social media a lot if you can afford it. You have to do that consistently and persistently, and make sure you're giving what the people want, and make sure that you are adjusting to what the market is doing, not what you want the market to do.
And love it, love it.